The Road to Potomania, presented by Opinions and Beer. Tag along in this annual event with Adam and Ed Ray 1416 into the world of pro wrestling.
You're listening to Opinions and Beer.
Stone Cold Steve Austin knows that the Opinions and Beer podcast exists in this world. And opinions and beer. Two guys and another guy will never. Hello and welcome to Opinions and Beer. You are entering the road to Potomania. It is Ed Ray. It is Adam, and Ed Ray. This, for the next 2.5 months, it will be Ed Ray and I doing the road to Potomania. That's right. From now until WrestleMania, Opinions and Beer will be wrestling only and beer. And today's beer of the day is Florida Man Double Indian Pale Ale by Cigar City Brewing Company. This beer is a percentage. I'm pretty sure this beer is it is 8.5% in alcohol by volume, has an IBU of 80. Welcome to Florida, the Sunshine State. Do you know unpredictable varieties of hops used in nearly criminal volumes? Oh my God. The world's worst superhero, Florida Man. Wrestling right now has been taking place in Florida, over at the Performance Center, and then they moved to the Dome. What's your thoughts on the Florida Dome that wrestling is using?
I think it's stupid.
You think the Florida Dome's stupid?
Because it's not helping WWE any.
Yes, it is. It was better than the empty arena.
Well, what does it translate into ratings?
Great. $1 billion. WWE just sold the network rights for 5 years. 5 years only. So that means they can bring the network back after 5 years. They sold it for $1 billion.
For a service that has been
for
a
just
failure since
USA.
debut.
So actually, the network's going to be around for every other country except US. So actually, the network's still going to be making money in other countries. So after 5 years, I mean, it would just go back to the regular network. So I mean, that's $1 billion for what? And then their highest market right now is what, India? So I mean, they're gonna try to build in all these other countries, make billions of dollars on the network in other countries, and they just made $1 billion in US. The people that are shitting on them, the people not shitting on them, people they can get to, like China, India, and all kinds of.
How did they get WWE in China? I thought China hated WWE. I thought China hated pro wrestling in general.
They better not. They better not hate pro wrestling.
Well, after one of their traders, Xia Li, came to America, you'd think they'd be pissed.
I'm going to go ahead and taste this beer. I'm not going to rate it and review it. I'm just going to give my first thoughts, and we're going to jump into some Royal Rumble stuff. This is Florida Man. Wow, that's actually really good. Everyone praises Cigar City's High Lie, but man, this one's crisp. This was a lot crispier, higher alcohol percentage, higher IBU. This is a solid IPA, and I'm still kind of coming off of COVID taste, and so, but this is solid for. Wow, this I'm gonna give it a rating at the end, but anyways, Ed Ray, guess what's coming up? Guess what's coming up very soon this week, the day we're recording this. The Royal Rumble.
The most depressing Royal Rumble to be.
Why?
No crowd.
You're right. You know what? Last year's Rumble had a crowd. Biggest pop in the world was for Edge.
Yeah, you cannot have a Royal Rumble without a crowd. It's impossible.
I mean, they're going to have a virtual crowd.
Still not going to be good as a live crowd.
What are your thoughts on WrestleMania having a crowd?
It's going to be good, but it's not going to be filled to capacity.
Still, I mean, they're getting there. They're going to have 30,000 people.
Well, 30,000 is better than nothing, but it's usually better with a full crowd at WrestleMania.
I guess so. 30,000 people, because they're gonna base it off however the Super Bowl does, because Super Bowl is gonna allow crowds.
Something tells me there's gonna be a low attendance at Super Bowl this year.
You think?
Maybe 10,000 at best.
No, I think enough. No, I think enough people don't give a shit. Enough people don't give a crap.
Nobody cares about football. You're right.
No one gives. I mean, there's enough
there's enough anti-COVID people that they're gonna fill up those stages, the stands.
Nah, they're not going to allow the football stadiums are not going to allow that crap. I mean, even though Florida is technically at full capacity, which means a stadium can be sold out to 100%, the stadium owners are not going to allow it.
I guess not.
That's how paranoid people are with COVID.
So we're going to do two things in this episode, everybody. We're going to be talking about the 5 best Royal Rumble matches as the Royal Rumbles. 5, not matches at the Royal Rumble, but the Royal Rumble match itself. 5 top Royal Rumble matches themselves, and we will be predicting the results of the 2021 Royal Rumble as well. Okay, so let's kick things off with top 5, because I don't really have the match card pulled up at this second for the 2021 Rumble to really go off it. So let's do top 5 Royal Rumbles of all time. Now, Ed Ray, me and you've already hinted that we're going to be in big disagreement of this list. My thing is, I was going to sit down and watch every Royal Rumble match. I was going to do it. I sat down, I started watching them, and I was like, this is really entertaining. But then there's like a whole bunch of boring in Rumble matches. Especially when you get later down the line after, and I was only going to rank the ones after Ric Flair. So basically, whenever the stipulation became, I was going to only rank the matches when the stipulation became that you won a championship shot at WrestleMania. So so the Roman Reigns one wasn't going to count, or was it Triple H that won that one? But the Roman Reigns title for grabs wasn't going to count, and neither was Ric Flair's, and neither was the 2 Rumbles prior. Wasn't there 2 Rumbles prior, or was Ric Flair the second? Because the Royal Rumble was originally just a special Raw event, right? The first Royal Rumble took place on Raw, and where Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first Royal Rumble. Yeah, that took place on Raw. So I mean, I was going to count that one. Wasn't going to count the second one. I think the second one took place on Raw too. But anyways, the biggest problem was that a lot of shit was boring, dude. And actually, a lot of things I felt like, man, WWE has actually redone some of these Rumble spots better. You know what's funny? They actually, do you remember the 2020 Rumble where Brock Lesnar basically was just taking people out? Someone come in and throw them out. Someone come in and throw them out.
Yeah, what about it?
Guess where that originally happened?
2001?
No, before that. I was going to say, no, 2001. I like 2001, actually. I like how 2001 did theirs. But no, before that. Diesel. Remember? Yeah, Diesel had that moment in the, which Rumble was that? 95, maybe?
Could have been 96.
Maybe 96, yeah.
Because in 95, Diesel was the champion.
Oh, was he? Mm-hmm. Okay, and yeah, I think it must have been 96 then, where people were just coming out, and I guess Diesel made his return or something, and they were so surprised, like, oh my God, Diesel, he's here, and he comes out and he eliminates somebody. Someone comes in, they try to fight him, boom, throws him out. He eliminated Macho Man. He eliminated like all kinds of fucking people. Diesel.
Wait a minute. If Macho Man was there, then it has to indicate 1994.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Because I skipped, because after 94, I was like, okay, this is fun. And then it kind of got boring in the middle. And a lot of these Rumbles, man, Rumbles are only fun if you don't know who's going to win. I've decided. It's really hard to watch a lot of these Rumbles when you... That's the whole fun of the Rumbles is who's going to win? Oh my God, he was just eliminated. But when you know, it's like, they're not really doing much. Which brings me into my top 5. These top 5s, I feel things were happening in the Rumble where it's fun to rewatch these matches. Where they were actually doing where it was like it was fast paced, very battle action, and they had there's always a lot of people in the ring to where it was never just like these weird boring stuff. It was like constant things happening. And so I think 2001 and 2020 tie for 5th place. I think 4th place is 2005. I think 3rd place is 2007. 2nd place is 2003. And 1st place is 2006 Royal Rumbles.
So every Royal Rumble you rank is in the 2000s.
I think. Well, yeah, I remember. No, I said nine. Yeah, you're right. 2001. Yeah, because a lot of the 90s ones are. No, however, I will say that watching the old Rumbles, there was a lot more respectful things happening, and I respected like these giant men. And they were awesome, but they weren't really doing much. And a lot of them was kind of, there was kind of lackluster. There was few moments that. Yeah, this was fun. Oh, Bob Backlund was fun. This was fun. This little segment was fun. But I mean, watching the 2004, 5, 6, at least 4, 5, and 6, those 3 back to back were just they were nonstop, front to back. And then the 2001, I liked how the beginning started with brothers and the ending ended with the brothers, even though they were eliminated. But in 2001, it starts off with Matt and Jeff Hardy, and then by the end, the final 4 include Kane and the Undertaker. And there was a lot of weapons in the 2001 thing, which was interesting and unique. And so 2001 was really well. And then, like I said, 2004, 5, 6. Did I say 3? No, I think 4, 5, and 6 were just the really good ones. So, yeah.
Well, there's not much for me to say about the 2001 Royal Rumble. I didn't care about weapons in the match, and I thought some of the spots were very silly at times, but the highlight of the 2001 Royal Rumble was Kane's epic performance, 57 minutes, and unfortunately the wrong guy won.
Yeah, Stone Cold won, huh?
Yep.
And he didn't need that win. But he won to set up him and versus Rock, right? That was the whole.
All for it to end in Stone Cold turning heel.
Which Triple H attacked Stone Cold. Triple H. The whole thing was Triple H attacked Stone Cold during the entrance and bloodied Stone Cold up, and then Stone Cold runs in at last minute and kind of clears house and wins. But
yeah, that was a pretty bad ending for a great Royal Rumble. I mean, it's not as bad as the 1999 Royal Rumble. That was the worst ending ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because, number one, it was not only boring, but number two, the 2 main people that were talked about were barely in the Royal Rumble for at least 2 minutes out of the 60 minutes that they were in.
Oh, really?
It was either 2 minutes or 4 minutes. I cannot remember, but anyway, the ending was just too predictable.
That's
as you said, 2004, it was good, but the wrong guy won once again.
No.
We cannot say the name because we do not want to get any flack.
I think they did his win justice, but I'm not sure of the build-up before that. You're right. I'm ignorant to the build-up. But yeah, who was the final 4? It was that name. And then was it Kurt Angle?
I think it was Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Edge. No. It was him, Rey Mysterio. No. Fuck, that's 2005. There were so many times where this say 2005 was Rey Mysterio, Edge, John Cena, and Batista.
Yeah, but in 2004 there was that name, Kurt Angle. I forgot who the third man was. And then the Big Show. I honestly thought in 2004 Kurt Angle should have won that one.
Oh, was it Triple H?
Maybe, I don't know.
Damn.
But yeah, Kurt Angle should have won that one by eliminating the Big Show.
I know, but they were trying to build a some kind of feud, weren't they? Or the whole thing was Chris Benoit challenged for the Raw title. You're not supposed to say that. Oh, no, I'm sorry, but the guy challenged for the Raw title. He challenged Triple H, and so there was kind of
and it It was a terrible feud.
The match was good.
Match was good, but the feud was just terrible.
I know the feud was terrible with the damn
And the guy's name, I cannot mention. The guy who won the championship at WrestleMania 20, he didn't have a good title run to begin with. Because all they did was...
Yes, you're right.
All they did was have the same match over and over and over.
Look.
And then by the time Randy Orton was getting his push, it meant nothing.
You are correct, but I don't know. I don't know. The match was good though. The matches at Mania 20 were good enough to.
Now I'll consider the 2004 Royal Rumble to be number 5 as one of my favorite Royal Rumbles.
The which one?
2004
is one of your favorites.
Yeah, number 5.
Okay, what's your number 4?
I'm gonna say the 2006 Royal Rumble.
See, I'm rewatching. See, the thing is with me, rewatching the build-up to that match, you can tell that Rey Mysterio wasn't supposed to win that match. You know who's supposed to win that match? I almost guarantee.
It was Eddie Guerrero.
No.
But he died.
He was supposed to win?
Well, I think the thing was that he was supposed to have a feud with Batista in late 2005, then end up losing the match.
He already had a feud with Batista.
Yeah, but they were going to have it again in late December to early January.
After his Mark Henry feud?
Yeah, but unfortunately he died, so that feud was immediately scrapped because of it.
I don't know, man. It really felt like they were going to do Randy Orton versus Batista at Mania. I think Randy Orton was supposed to win that match.
Yeah, but nobody was ready for that match, and thankfully it didn't happen.
I know.
But anyway, the best part of the 2006 Royal Rumble is obviously Rey Mysterio's record 62 minutes in the match.
Yeah.
Because if it weren't for that, then that Royal Rumble would have been pointless.
2006. That's a crazy Royal Rumble in general. Rewatching it, Mark Henry just injured on the week before. Mark Henry had injured Batista, legitimately injured Batista. Batista had to drop his title. They did a battle royal for the title. Kurt Angle made his return and won the championship at the return on SmackDown. Then there was this little stuff with Rey Mysterio battling Mark Henry. He battled him twice in a row. They had solid matches, 2 SmackDowns in a row. I was like, holy crap, how Mark Henry was selling really well. The creativeness of how he was able to get into the position for the 619, and then I don't know, Mark Henry was really good that year. I can see why they considered having him break the streak, because they did. They considered Mark Henry breaking the streak, and watching a lot of his performance and how well he was doing on those SmackDowns.
But then Henry decided to back out of ending the streak in for good reason, because the streak was very hot.
Yeah. It's a good thing he did, because, just think if his streak was broken, we probably would never gotten, the Shawn Michaels and Undertaker match and all kinds of stuff where they're trying to break the streak,
Yeah, well, the thing of Mark Henry was he was good in 2006, but I think he was well polished by 2011.
But Batista said, fuck Mark Henry, he's reckless.
Well, you sure Batista said that, or was it Ryback?
No, Batista said it in his book. He said Batista in his book said that Mark Henry was careless in that match.
Well, let's see. Ryback said something.
I know Ryback said some trash, and now Mark Henry said, AEW, you better not hire him, or I'm going to look at you differently.
I don't think Tony Khan is going to hire Ryback, since Ryback is known to be a dickhead.
Yeah. Yo, did you see? Oh my God, did you see that his cameo he did? Okay, someone paid Ryback for a cameo, and in that cameo, he's all like, I really want a job with Tony Khan. He just started being depressed and I met a girl in Australia, and I thought maybe I loved her. I don't know. It was like a really weird cameo. I was like, what the fuck, Ryback? What is your problem?
By the way, Ryback, screw you. That's all we can say here on the Opinions and Beer Network about you.
I know I tried to get him on the show, and he fucking shunned us so bad. Yeah, I tried to get him on a show a year ago, I think, and he really shat on us. He said, "Fuck you! I ain't doing your stupid shit." I'm like, "Fuck you, Ryback, asshole." He's like, "I'll pass." I was like,
Okay, you said something about the 2007 Royal Rumble, right?
yeah, Taker finally won. It was, and it's like the first time that a number 30 won the Rumble. And that's why I think it's very significant.
I don't really remember much about the 2007 Royal Rumble except for
It was the big
Undertaker
tease,
winning.
man. Yeah, 2007 Rumble was the big tease for him and Shawn Michaels for the. But I mean, because he wins, he goes on to faces Edge, right? Does he face Edge in 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes on to face Edge at Mania.
Well, wait a minute. I think Undertaker versus Edge at Mania was Mania 24 in 2008.
Oh, so I'm a year behind.
Well, Undertaker did win the 2007 Royal Rumble, like you said.
So he goes on to face Batista.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the good match right there.
So he goes on and face Batista, but there was the big tease of because it was Taker and Shawn Michaels were the final two in the Rumble, and they had like a solid match. They had a solid match back and forth.
They've always had a solid match. You go back to Hell in a Cell in 1997. That's their best match.
Yeah,
ever.
but you know how Rumbles are. The most of them, the matches usually try to get them over, try to get them over, try to get them over. Well, like they had like a legitimate 5-minute match before somebody was finally eliminated. That's why I really liked about the final two. They actually went at it for a while, and then obviously Taker countered the super kick with a choke slam outside of the ring, winning the Royal Rumble, being the first number 30 entrant to ever win the Rumble.
All right, as good as the 2007 Royal Rumble was, I liked the 2008 Royal Rumble because it was very unpredictable due to a surprise return.
Who was that?
John Cena returning from injury.
Didn't he return number 30? Did he copy the 30 thing?
He could have been number 24 or number 28,
okay.
something around there, but he did not copy the number 30 spot. But
Somebody did.
John Cena's return at the 2008 Royal Rumble surprised us because he was
I wasn't surprised.
Well, it surprised me because he was not expected to return for another 6 months after the injury that he had thanks to Ken Anderson or Ken Kennedy, whatever you call
Oh,
him.
yeah, Ken Kennedy injured him, and then he hurt Randy Orton. That's what caused him to get fucking fired.
Well, anyway, the other thing about the 2008 Royal Rumble was we had a number of surprise Royal Rumble entrances from Jimmy Snuka to Roddy Piper to some other people that we haven't heard about in years. And that was what made the 2008 Royal Rumble my number 3 spot as one of the favorites.
What's your number 2?
Okay, number 2 is going to be... it's going to be the 1995 Royal Rumble.
The one I said?
It was because it was... British
You
Bulldog.
forgot about Diesel then. Did you forget about that?
You said Diesel came in and eliminated the Macho Man. That was 1994.
Oh, okay.
Now, 1995 Royal Rumble was pretty good for many reasons. One of them being Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels and British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, obviously.
Yeah.
They were number 1 and they were number 2, and then they were the final 2 in the Royal Rumble.
That was a good one.
And then the best part about the ending was that when British Bulldog put Shawn Michaels over the top rope, only 1 foot hit the floor. He held onto those ropes and got back into the ring.
Yeah.
And then hit Davey Boy from behind, and Davey Boy got eliminated. It was the
Yes.
first time in Royal Rumble history that one guy managed to stay in the match after being over the top rope with 1 foot hitting the floor, and that told an excellent story. Now, grant you that after the Royal Rumble was a pretty crappy feud and a crappy match at WrestleMania, the storytelling in the 1995 Royal Rumble with Shawn Michaels outlasting every single opponent.
That was a good one.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was the first number 1 entrance, and he was also the first
Yeah.
to win at number 1.
That might be my number 5 then. I might change my original 2 and make that one my number, because I remember rewatching that. You know, the problem with that one is, and this is another, okay, here's my problem, and this is why I didn't put in my initial top 5, is because, once again, for some reason, a lot of these matches, like, the beginning's real fun, the ending's real fun, that middle is so bad, boring. The middle of these matches are boring. Boring as shit. The endings are crazy and get creative and fun. The beginning's real fun because like they're starting off and it's like all crazy. It's like fun and interesting. But that middle, like fucking like 10, maybe 11 through 20 is boring. You don't think so? In a lot of these matches, a lot of these Royal Rumble, that 11 through 20. That's why I stuck with these matches where it was always something happening. You know, there's always someone doing something crazy or doing some crazy move. And there's like 8 people in the ring and they're all doing something crazy. I don't know. I kind of like that. Yeah, those middles, man. The middle does a lot of those older Rumbles just so bad for some reason. Anyways, continue on.
And finally, the number 1 Royal Rumble, and I know you're going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say 1992 Royal Rumble.
Ric Flair.
Of course, he brought so much style to the Royal Rumble.
I agree, but that's not traditional Royal Rumble. That's for the title.
He was also the first wrestler to go 55 to 57 minutes in the Royal Rumble. That was unheard of back then because...
Even Ric Flair says that was a crappy match.
Yeah, but he won the Royal title at the end.
Yeah, but he said it was crappy.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that made this the best Royal Rumble. Aside from Ric Flair's excellent conditioning, and also the certain wrestlers like British Bulldog and $1 Million Man and Hulk Hogan and the others, it was the epic heel turn of Sid Justice close to the end because when Hulk Hogan was trying to eliminate Ric Flair...
No, I know. Yeah, I remember.
When Sid threw Hogan over the rope, the crowd popped because they finally had enough of Hogan.
And what Hogan do? Hogan grabbed Sid's arm and held him there and let Ric Flair throw him over.
And that was what made it the greatest Royal Rumble I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness. You must have liked when Vince McMahon won the Rumble then.
Hell no. I told you it's the worst.
I know, it's the same thing, the same ending.
Yeah, but the ending in the 1992 Royal Rumble was actually warranted because the crowd was starting to hate Hulk Hogan. They wanted somebody else to win the Royal Rumble because Hulk Hogan won the 1990 Royal Rumble because he didn't want to put over Mr. Perfect. And then he won the 1991 Royal Rumble because he didn't want to put over Earthquake.
Poor Earthquake. Can't even put him over.
Yeah, he never put over Earthquake even in SummerSlam 1990, which we're going to talk about when SummerSlam season comes around the corner. But yeah, it was the first time in WWE history that the title changed hands on a Royal Rumble victory, and that was what made the 1992 Royal Rumble so special. And Flair held on to the title until WrestleMania 8, which was a major classic because Ric Flair versus Macho Man, they always produced good matches together. In WWE, that is.
So, yeah, so that's your top 5.
That's my top 5.
Top 5. You know, I always like seeing like the build up to these Rumbles and just like what's going on and just how it seems like WWE puts their best storyline foot forward for like the connections of Royal Rumble to Mania. Like Royal Rumble to Mania, they try their best to put together a story, a cohesive story that makes sense for those Mania matches.
But somehow for the past 5 years, WWE hasn't been connecting well with the WrestleMania build-ups. I mean, their matches can turn out good, but you got to have a good build-up in order to get eyes on the product.
Yeah. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and do... Now, they've only announced a few matches, it looks like. I'm looking at the matches they've announced, and they haven't really announced too many.
Which leads me to believe there's going to be a lot of impromptu matches at Royal Rumble.
So, I mean, maybe it's going to be a short Royal Rumble. Maybe it's going to be, 2 hours.
While I have technically canceled my WWE Network subscription because of what we're about to talk about in the next few minutes, I will watch the Royal Rumble this year and try to get engaged to it.
Yeah. Men's. So, we'll do this backwards. They've only announced 5 matches, and we're going to give our guesses of who's going to win. We're going to give our predictions, who's going to win the 5 matches announced for the Royal Rumble. Number 5, Asuka and Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They've announced more matches than this. Let me see if there's a better card somewhere.
Yeah, because sometimes you get fooled by what you read on the internet.
How's this? Aren't they supposed to have? Where is? None of these have. What's his name on here? Last man standing. Isn't Randy Orton supposed to face The Fiend?
Did they not announce it?
I thought they did. I thought they were gonna have this fucking match. I don't know if like they canceled it or let's see. Randy Orton.
Either they canceled it to build up for a WrestleMania, because I think it's going to be a WrestleMania worthy match instead of a Royal Rumble worthy match.
Yeah, they're not putting down that they're doing the match. So I don't know if they haven't officially confirmed, or maybe because they haven't specifically stated the match type.
Yeah, I think they're just building up to it for WrestleMania because, like I said, this is a WrestleMania worthy match instead of a Royal Rumble match.
I just thought they were facing each other at the Rumble.
Probably not. That's why they're having this Alexa Bliss thing play out.
So you think Randy Orton gets eliminated by The Fiend at the Royal Rumble?
If they show up, yeah.
Because Randy Orton is scheduled to be in the Rumble. So maybe that's why they scrapped the match and they're just going to have, like you said, it's going to be a build-up to the Mania match. That way Randy Orton has something to do because Edge just, that way he doesn't have to face Edge and Edge can go on and do something else. Randy Orton.
Okay, here's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
During the Royal Rumble, lights are going to go out at random. Then The Fiend is going to attack Randy Orton, throw him over the top rope as vengeance for Orton giving Alexa the RKO on Raw.
Yeah, that could be something. Okay, let's go back to what we were saying. The matches that are confirmed. Asuka and Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Tag Team Championship.
Of course it's going to be Asuka versus Charlotte. They're not going to have Charlotte lose.
Huh? Asuka and Charlotte. Asuka and Charlotte versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
They're going to have Asuka and Charlotte win.
Oh, I thought you were saying...
No. I didn't say versus. I said and.
Oh, okay. I really thought you were confused. I thought I was confused, but I thought you were confused.
I'm saying that Asuka and Charlotte are going to win because they're not going to have Charlotte lose.
Yes, they are. Because Asuka's still the women's champion, so they need Asuka and Charlotte to face each other.
Just for Asuka to lose again at
Charlotte's
WrestleMania.
Heel. Charlotte's a heel.
It doesn't matter. They're going to have her lose again. That's the case.
But Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are going to win? Is that what you're saying?
If they win, then what is their purpose? What are they going to do? Because they're not obviously good tag team partners.
I don't know what they're going to do. Fight the Alexa Bliss, I guess. I don't.
Well, what they need to do is have Shayna Baszler fight Nia Jax at WrestleMania. If Nia Jax refuses to sell for Shayna, then Shayna can stiff her into selling.
I mean, such a weird match because isn't Charlotte Flair? Well, the thing is, Charlotte Flair is in a feud with Lacey Evans, a secret feud with Lacey Evans. So maybe Lacey Evans interferes and causes Charlotte Flair and Asuka to lose to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Could be a possibility, but we'll have to see how it plays out.
And I think the women's tag titles can go from Raw and SmackDown, so they'll probably challenge a SmackDown team, and that SmackDown women's tag team will probably win. I can see them calling up some people from NXT to come and challenge them at Mania. Anyways, moving on, we've got the WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg.
Goldberg, of course.
Whatever.
No, they're going to need a champion for Goldberg to feed off of. They're going to need somebody for Goldberg to try to feed off of at Mania, and they're going to try to push somebody else to take the title off of Goldberg.
Nuh-uh. You think they're going to have Drew McIntyre drop the belt to Goldberg?
Why not? I mean, they had Bray Wyatt drop the title to Goldberg in Saudi Arabia.
But maybe the Saudi prince booked it that way.
He doesn't book anything. He just watches it.
No, he tells them what to book. That's the whole gimmick. That's why they switched Rusev out with Chris Jericho, or vice versa.
Okay, then explain why Goldberg defeated Kevin Owens years ago.
Because Kevin Owens was a transitional champion. And who likes Kevin Owens? No one likes Kevin Owens. I hate the fact that he's feuding with Roman Reigns right now. Moving on to... You think Goldberg's going to win? I think Drew McIntyre's going to win.
No, every time Goldberg wrestles, he wins. That's how it goes.
He doesn't win at Mania.
Yeah, but he won at the Survivor Series. He won at Saudi Arabia. He
lost to Undertaker.
Yeah, he lost to Undertaker, but there was no title on the line.
So if there's a title on the line, he lost to Lesnar at Mania.
Yeah, but
he lost to...
But Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
He lost to Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but Goldberg won the titles prior to WrestleMania. And I'm saying Goldberg is going to win against Drew McIntyre, and then somebody who wins the Royal Rumble is going to beat Goldberg at WrestleMania.
I think Goldberg is going to face John Cena at WrestleMania in a non-title.
I don't think John Cena's ready to come out of retirement.
He just did an advertisement for him.
An advertisement, but does that mean anything right now?
Yeah, he's going to be in the next 3 Manias.
Is he going to be in the ring? That's the question.
Probably. He's probably going to make a comeback, especially with the fans returning.
I don't think he is going to be in the ring until the stadiums are at full capacity.
I think John Cena has made a part-time commitment, and he's going to be he's going to be the new Taker, where he shows up only at Mania.
He can't be the new Taker because he's already lost WrestleManias.
I'm meaning he's going to come out. He's going to come in, show up for a big match at Mania, and that's it. Especially with Mania being 2 nights now. Yeah, Mania's 2 nights again. So Mania's 2 nights. I think they're making that official, where it's going to be 2 nights. So they need big matches for night 1 and big matches for night 2.
All that's going to do is just, I don't know. The fact that you have 2 nights means that WrestleMania is too long in general.
That's good.
That's bad because it makes the matches boring.
No, it doesn't. They can do longer matches now. They can do better matches because the championship match can get better match.
But how does the viewers handle it?
They just watch whichever night interests them the most. They should do a SmackDown night and a Raw night, but I think they mix them up. You're right.
Yeah, they need to do something different in order to get the crowd's attention. Otherwise, it's not going to work in the long run.
So I think Drew's going to win. You think Goldberg's going to win, but I think Goldberg's going to face a bigger. I think he's going to be in a bigger match at Mania.
They're going to make Goldberg champion, so they'd have somebody to build up for Mania.
Maybe Goldberg versus Walter.
Nah, Walter has already stated that he does not want to be part of the main roster.
Yeah, I understand. Universal Championship match, last man standing, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Roman Reigns on a hot run as a heel. I am not digging this feud with Kevin Owens. And you know what? No one's digging the feud with Kevin Owens, in fact. A lot of people don't know why Kevin Owens is here. He's kind of dragging this. He's kind of a drag on the feud. But Roman Reigns himself with Paul Heyman, this is a solid storyline right now that's really boosting the SmackDown ratings. What are your thoughts on this match? Who's going to win the last man standing match, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens?
Oh, it's got to be Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is too hot to job right now.
It is last man standing match. So, sadly, you see heels lose last man standing matches a lot.
Well, that wasn't the case back in 1999 with Mankind and The Rock. That ended in a draw, but you didn't see The Rock losing when he was a heel in a last man standing match. So what I'm going to say is, and what about Kane? He did a last man standing match with Shane McMahon in 2003, and he was a heel.
But Shane was heel?
Shane was heel.
I think they're both heel. They were both heels, so it didn't count.
You're sure about that?
If they're both heels, it don't count. Kevin Owens is a face right now, so I think Kevin Owens
as a face is ruining his career because he feeds off the crowd as a heel.
There's no crowd.
That's the problem. He's a babyface. That's strike 1. Strike 2, his storylines suck. And strike 3, there's no crowd for him to feed off of. So I'm saying Roman Reigns is going to win this one. I think he's going to hold the the Universal Championship for a good year before he finally loses it. Because he's too hot of a heel to lose the belt.
He will only lose it to a legend, probably. Maybe The Rock. The Rock.
I hope so. I hope not, because that would ruin his heel status.
I think Roman Reigns is gonna be champion for 2 years. What are your thoughts on that? I think they're.
I don't think he'll have the energy to go 2 years.
Dude, no. I think they can make Roman Reigns a champion until because they announced 3 Manias. They announced the Mania this year in Florida. Next year is in Dallas, and then year 3 is in Hollywood. He loses in Hollywood to The Rock.
That ain't gonna be good because
booyah! And then cash in, and then someone's gonna cash in and win the belt against The Rock.
Well, if Roman and The Rock face each other at WrestleMania, it has to happen at WrestleMania where somebody cashes in. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because you do not want the crowd to go home pissed off that a 50-year-old Samoan is the champion. We do not want champions that old, just like we do not want Goldberg winning the title against Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble.
You have to admit that I don't know what face is hot enough that they could beat Roman right now. I guess nobody. It's hard.
That's why Roman has to carry the belt for at least 1 year while they build up a white-hot babyface.
You know who's the hottest babyface?
Who is?
The Raw champion, Drew McIntyre.
Please, they did his title run so bad.
No, he's hot, but he's the best. He's a top tier babyface.
Yet nobody gives a crap about him. All they talk about in WWE is Roman Reigns right now.
Yeah, I know. I think you should talk about Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre should lose the belt, transfer to SmackDown, and then him and Roman have the feud to Mania at Dallas. Then, maybe I guess we can pause. It doesn't have to be immediately, but at some point, Drew McIntyre needs to go to SmackDown and face Roman at Mania in Dallas, next year's Mania. That should be something because he's the only guy that really can beat Roman. I think Roman should keep it till Dallas and then lose it. Roman should be a really long-term fucking champion.
Oh, I have a feeling
As a heel, he has to stay heel the whole time.
I have a feeling that after Goldberg defeats Drew McIntyre at Royal Rumble, that could be it for Drew McIntyre's top spot.
He's such a good face. He's better as a face than a heel. You admit that?
I don't know. His psychotic heel run.
No, I didn't like it. No, it wasn't. It was boring. He was a boring heel.
He's a boring babyface.
Not really. I think
he was good at last year's Royal Rumble. He was good, and after WrestleMania, he went downhill. What can I tell you?
Bobby. Oh, you know who could? If they can take the title off Lashley, the U.S. title, Lashley could beat Drew, and that'd be fun. I think Lashley as a champion would be a good. I like Lashley. I'm fucking head over heels for fucking Lashley.
Well,
and then we can do Lashley versus Lesnar finally, which he wants. Everybody wants it. Everyone's saying WWE.
Wait a minute,
Lashley
Brock Lesnar wants to wrestle Bobby Lashley.
Everybody knows it.
But did Brock say did he want to wrestle Bobby Lashley?
You know what? It is up to Brock, so I don't know.
Did he say it though?
No.
Because if he didn't say it, then it's gonna be hard to
convince him.
Yeah.
Fuck. But everyone else, all the fans, everybody is saying they don't even give a shit. They just want Lashley versus Lesnar.
And they want it to be a shoot fight.
They do, yeah. That'd be fun. But so you're saying, who do you think is going to win this? Roman Reigns against Kevin?
Yeah, because he has to keep his heel status. He has to stay hot as a heel in order to get the ratings up on SmackDown.
So these two matches aren't confirmed, but it's speculated that they will happen at the Rumble. So here's 2 speculated matches we'll predict on. Big E versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. So does Big E retain or does Sami Zayn get his title back?
I think Big E is going to win because he's a good Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, and I think it's too early to take it off him. And Sami Zayn's a good heel chasing it. I think they're having too fun on social media with him, holding signs and protesting. He's protesting the champion.
I think what they're gonna do is wait until WrestleMania to have Sami Zayn win the title, the Intercontinental title.
Maybe. They'll probably wait until Backlash or to the next Extreme Rules, where the fucking next one is. United States Championship prediction: Bobby Lashley versus Riddle.
Well,
Hurt Business is hot. They're the hottest heels.
It's a tough one for sure because
on Raw,
you got two legit fighters. You got two people that can get a crowd reaction if a crowd is there.
Which Bobby Lashley's already squashed Riddle on Raw, so I don't know. It's hard to say.
It really is hard to say because what if Riddle decided to go in business for himself? I mean, Bobby Lashley's a tough dude. I mean, if they give us a shoot fight, then it's going to be a very good shoot fight because both men can fight.
Yeah.
But I think for the sake of clarity, I'm going to go ahead and say Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah, I think they give the Bobby Lashley because they're the Vince McMahon. A lot of people they love Riddle. They're high on Riddle, but I think they're a little higher on Bobby Lashley. Even I think inside source says that Vince McMahon fucking wants to make sure that Bobby Lashley is kept as strong as possible.
Yeah, because I think what's going to happen is, like you said, they're going to have...
They're
going to have Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley maybe at next year's Mania.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Fun to predict.
Because I think next year's Mania is when we're going to have a full crowd, and that would justify Brock Lesnar coming back.
Who do you think will win the Women's Royal Rumble?
That's a tough one.
So here are some participants that have been announced. They've already been announced. So I guess go off this, or maybe choose a secret entrant. Participants announced: Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Tamina. Those are the only ones announced so far for the Women's Rumble match.
It's going to be a tough one because...
Do you think they give it to Charlotte Flair again?
I think they're going to give it...
Or do you think they're going to give it to an NXT call-up? Because there are a few people that are supposed to be called up last month that I think they pushed it back to a Rumble. Like, what's her name? That just faced someone at Mania.
Well, let's see. If Asuka and Charlotte were to win their match against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, then I don't think they would give the Royal Rumble to Charlotte. So I'm going to predict Bayley.
Bayley?
Bayley is a white-hot heel.
Yeah, but they just did a special on Bianca Belair. They did a WWE Network special on her. The same week as the Rumble. I think they might give it to Bianca.
I don't think she's ready to win yet.
You say that, but that they might be... you know how fans are. They're weird about shit, and they're like, we want Bianca to win. They don't give a...
Bianca might be strong, but she's not very charismatic. She doesn't have the it factor that Bayley has.
How about if they call in... what's her name? What's the lady's name from... NXT?
Which one?
The one that's going to be going to the main roster soon. That she just fought at last year's Mania against somebody. Who'd she face last year's Mania?
We do not watch
Charlotte.
it.
She faced Charlotte. Didn't she lose to Charlotte at last year's Mania?
You're talking about Rhea Ripley?
Rhea Ripley! They're thinking Rhea Ripley makes her debut on the main roster at Rumble. If she makes her debut, do you think she wins the Rumble?
Considering that she got buried last year, I don't know.
Damn. So basically, the women's Rumble is hard to pick because, let's be honest, there's only a very few of the women stars that are properly built. There's like four. Four of them are properly built.
Two of them being Charlotte and Bayley.
Yeah, that's it. Charlotte, Bayley, maybe Asuka, but she's a champion already. She's a champion, and then Sasha Banks is a champion. So I was like, what does that mean?
So it's got to be Bayley that wins. So her feud with Sasha Banks can culminate at WrestleMania.
So final two. Final two is going to be Bayley and Bianca Belair. Bet. Final two will be Bayley and Bianca Belair, and you're saying Bayley.
Of course. Win. She has to have her heat for WrestleMania.
To have the big Bayley versus Sasha Banks rematch.
Yeah.
Or will it be Bayley versus, who did I say? Alexa, no, fucking, who's the champion? I keep, Asuka. You think Bayley versus Asuka is something they could do? Switch Bayley over to Raw?
I hope Rip Bayley don't go to Raw because she's very good on SmackDown.
Yeah, but they might want to get her away from her, previous feud. She's been feuding with, Sasha Banks and these people for a while now. Maybe they want to send her over to Raw.
Maybe they'll send her over to Raw after WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean.
Because they gotta finish the feud. They gotta cap off the feud.
Yeah. Okay, here we are. The big prediction of the night. The men's Royal Rumble. I'm gonna say a few people that have been officially announced. There are 13 still to be determined individuals, but here are the announced participants as of the date we are recording this episode. Edge, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Mustafa Ali, Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, Otis, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Jey Uso, John Morrison, The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Daniel Bryan, Big E, Randy Orton.
This is going to be a tough one once again. Oh, boy.
What is it?
AJ Styles.
Do you think AJ Styles is going to win to face Drew McIntyre?
There is no Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. That's the point.
Oh! Wait, no. Okay. Oh, you're right. So you think AJ Styles versus Goldberg.
Yeah, I think AJ Styles could get a good match out of Goldberg at Mania.
I mean, that's a hot match.
That would be a hot match. And
That is a hot match. That's the only way. You know what that means? I think the only way that works and makes fans happy while watching that Royal Rumble match has to happen first. It has to happen first. That's gonna be the men's Rumble has to happen before the title match, or people will be pissed off if they see the title match and Goldberg wins. People are gonna be mad. They're like, "Fuck this!" They'll turn off their TV. If Goldberg beats Drew McIntyre before the Rumble match happens, they're gonna turn off their TV. So AJ Styles is gonna win, and then you have to say, okay, AJ Styles versus Goldberg might be a little funner than AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre, despite Goldberg not needing the title.
Because if AJ Styles faces Goldberg, the crowd is going to be white hot for AJ Styles. And AJ Styles has had tons of good matches. He could probably make Goldberg look good in defeat.
Give me a second pick just in case. I have 5 picks. I have 5 predictions. So give me your.
The second pick would be Randy Orton.
Randy Orton? He's in a feud with. You just said he's gonna feud with He's gonna have He's already pinned down to have a match with fucking The Fiend.
Well, it depends on what's happening at the Royal Rumble. But you told me to get a second person.
I know it's a weird pick. I meant a second logical person. Okay, let me pull up mine. I'm downloading my picks. I have a file.
As much as I like Sheamus and Cesaro, there's no way they're ever going to be in the title picture at WrestleMania.
Oh, what about oh, you know who I forgot?
Who?
Jinder Mahal. I forgot about Jinder Mahal.
Now, if Drew McIntyre were to retain his title against Goldberg, even though it's not going to happen, then Jinder Mahal winning the Royal Rumble, forget about it. It's over.
That'd be crazy.
Jinder Mahal defeating Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, it's going to kill the WWE.
Why? They just did a big thing about India and trying to get all this stuff for India.
Yeah, but Jinder Mahal isn't from India. He's Canadian. And nobody cares about Jinder Mahal.
Yes, they do. They want to see the 3MB. Oh, they're thinking about bringing back the 3MB.
Yeah, but where's Heath Slater? He's on Impact. Last I checked.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So how are you going to do 3MB without the leader at 3MB?
I don't know. I'm trying down on my stupid crap. Anyways, I'm gonna try to remember what I said. I have 5 picks, and judge me on these picks. Number 5. My first pick. My 5th most. This is unlikely, so it's unlikely to likely. Unlikely pick number 5, which is what I think should have it. Mustafa Ali.
Not hot enough.
Exactly, but I think Retribution is a big failure, and I think the only way to fix Retribution, they never really have teams win the Rumble. It's been really rare. When CM Punk had a team, he lost in the middle of it. Around 15, I want to say. I think Core may have had a team and they lost in number 15. So it was like teams never win. But what if a team did win? What if Retribution finally won? And they stuck it out and let Mustafa Ali get the win to go on to face Drew McIntyre or Goldberg, who he talks shit about Goldberg, so that would make sense. Mustafa Ali might be interesting, and then you can actually introduce Kofi Kingston back into the title picture because Kofi Kingston and Mustafa Ali are in a hot feud, despite him being injured. Look, okay, it's here. Mustafa Ali, blah blah. I said exactly what I said. I think a fun program with Kofi, Drew, and Ali, because this is me assuming that Drew McIntyre is going to win the title match. Number 4, Edge.
He's too old at this point.
Assuming the feud with Orton is mostly over, Edge winning the Rumble would provide both Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns a solid Mania match. Hopefully rumors aren't true with Roman Reigns' Mania match mostly penciled in as a face versus face, McIntyre versus Edge, is slightly less desirable than a spear versus spear. Reigns versus Edge at Mania. Wait. Edge versus Reigns versus Goldberg. Spear versus spear versus spear. If only Bobby Lashley wasn't tied up in the U.S. title, it could be spear versus spear versus spear versus spear. I want this. I want this so bad. Would you want a spear versus spear versus spear versus spear match?
Wouldn't know what the finish was because everybody would use the spear.
Exactly. People fucking spearing each other. Fucking Edge spears someone. Goldberg spears someone. Roman Reigns spears someone. Bobby Lashley. At least Bobby Lashley has a tapping finisher. That he would cheat.
At least Goldberg has the jackhammer for the finisher.
So there we go. So, but what do you think? Do you think you would like to see a spear versus spear match?
Yeah, as long as Roman Reigns wins.
Edge would be fun. Anyways, number 3, Shinsuke Nakamura.
No.
Shinsuke Nakamura with the second Royal Rumble win. The odds are pretty slim, but the build-up is there. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roman Reigns. It might be too sudden, but at least they have 2 months to build. If not, I expect this match to be booked at least for Fastlane.
After they wasted his Royal Rumble win many years ago, why would I want him to win again? They're just going to bury him at Mania.
Perhaps. Number 2, Cesaro.
No.
Something to note here. Cesaro has been getting a similar push to Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown in recent weeks. Both a tag team. However, Shinsuke is being given a face push and Cesaro is staying heel. I suspect, if anything, Cesaro and Nakamura make it to the Final Four, and if Cesaro were to win the Rumble, that Reigns Mania match might become a Fatal 4-Way match. Then so Cesaro winning would actually punch the ticket of at least 3 other superstars. So what's your thoughts on Cesaro?
They're not going to pull the trigger on him.
No?
They never do.
Number 1, who I think will win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan. You might be thinking, why many... No, this is my... anyways, the writing is on the wall. WWE likes to reuse angles. Looking back at 2006, Rey Mysterio lost in back-to-back SmackDown matches before winning the Rumble at number 2. I think Daniel Bryan, he just lost to Shinsuke. He just lost to Cesaro clean. I think Daniel Bryan enters between 2 and 5 and goes on to win the Rumble, last eliminating Cesaro. I also think it's being written in stone that we see Cesaro versus Shinsuke at Mania. In fact, let me predict the matches at Fastlane in WrestleMania 37. And let me predict some of these SmackDown matches. I think Fastlane, we're going to see Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro, Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the title. I think at WrestleMania 37, we're going to see Cesaro versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I think we're going to see Kevin Owens and Adam Pearce versus Jimmy and Jey Uso. And I think we're going to see Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns.
Daniel Bryan's already a 2-time world champion. His first championship run sucked.
Yeah.
Sucked big time. His second one was actually good because he was a heel, and he made his heel turn very entertaining when he defeated AJ Styles. That's why I thought that his second championship run was better than his first.
Yeah.
But I think that with Daniel Bryan getting too old and banged up already, I think he's going to be the last person to get eliminated from the Royal Rumble. So he's not going to win it.
Well, damn. Damn it all to hell. This might be a surprising Rumble. We'll see. If Daniel Bryan wins, it's not surprising, obviously, because I guessed it. But it may be a surprising Rumble.
Well, here's what I think. I think he's going to enter at number 2 and go 60 minutes before he gets eliminated.
Okay. By who? Jey Uso?
Either that or AJ Styles or something like that.
I just don't know. Do you see Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan at Mania nonetheless? Even if he doesn't win the Rumble? Do you see that match happening? Or do you think they're going to try to find a bigger name for Reigns?
If they have Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at Mania, they cannot have Daniel Bryan win the title.
No, I'm not saying he will win. I'm just saying, I think that's going to be the match.
It may be a good match, and it may be fun to put Roman over like that.
Yeah. Woo! That was our predictions. You heard us talk about Royal Rumble matches, the top 5. You heard us predict the Royal Rumble in 2021. Hell, if you're listening to this after Royal Rumble 21, find us on Facebook on the Opinions and Beer group and tell us we're wrong and we suck. I was drinking Florida Man by Cigar City Brewing Company in Florida. This is 8.5, 80 IBUs. I'm going to give this an 8. This is a solid, clean beer, very crisp, has a nice bitter to it. A lot better than High Ally. A lot of people they praise High Ally. I thought this is a double IPA. I usually hate doubles. I like traditional or imperials, and so very interesting indeed. What you heard today was just our opinions, and that's fine, because all we have here are opinions and beer.
We are opinions and beer.